Season 1 is right around the corner for Modern Warfare 3, and since launch, there's been a lot of things that have leaked in regards to upcoming content that we can start looking forward towards. Next week marks the 1 week out mark from Season 1, the Warzone integration, and all that follows, so we're likely to see a lot of these items confirmed or denied to be coming within Season 1. But today, I want to run down all that you should be aware of and keeping an eye out for in regards to Modern Warfare 3 Season 1 content. As we go along, drop your thoughts down below. Anything stands out to you as particularly cool or that you're looking forward to, whatever the case, drop your thoughts below. But if you enjoy the video, you find it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to stay up to date with all things Modern Warfare 3 as we gear up for Season 1. With just over 60% of viewers not subscribed, I'd love to have you in the community if you'd like to join. And final notes, use code Espresso for 35% plus off Gamer Advantage glasses, the best deal they've offered all year, but more on that a little later. And make sure to check out the link in the description below to join us over on Twitch, where we'll be live grinding out some zombie stuff and just chatting with you all. So I'd love to see you out there. But anyways, let's get into what you need to know. First, a disclaimer, leaks that are data mined such as these are subject to change and may not be entirely the whole picture. Dates, details, and other things may be slightly off, but as of now, they look to be on track for the upcoming seasons here. Anytime things are data mined and leaked like this, it's a snapshot in the window of development. The items in question are only seen from the time of the last update they were pulled, and as such may not be the most up-to-date representation of what we have relating to that content, just the most recent look at that stuff. So bear that in mind, take everything with a grain of salt, as you should always, I feel, but know that it's worth at least keeping in mind. So let's start out with some multiplayer stuff here. Let's talk about weapons, because we know of 5 that are coming throughout Season 1 and a 6th one that should be coming in Season 2, or at least that's the way that it looks like. For Season 1, we know of the TAC Gevolvere LMG, the Ram 7 assault rifle, the XRK Stalker sniper, the ARX 160, and the HRM 9, which is the SMG that we'll be seeing at mid-season. So again, 5 upcoming here within Season 1, it looks like, which is definitely a nice haul. I mean, we've seen this kind of be like the median number of weapons we see introduced across seasons. The last couple of years we've had the seasonal introductions of content, but in recent years there also have been way less. So I'm cool with 5, especially that they all seem to be actual functional weapons, not weapons that are sort of niche in the player base. Like you're not seeing a pistol or a launcher or like a niche marksman rifle like a crossbow or something like that. I feel like everybody can use every single one of these and actually use them a lot, it seems like. So that's definitely something nice where I mean like functional weapons. Plus it's also pretty nice to get an LMG in Season 1, given that we had an entirety of 6 seasons of Modern Warfare 2 and not a single LMG throughout that entire time. But anyways, that's a different story for a different day. Season 1 looks to have 5 weapons, but we also know the Anvil B is going to be coming, that being the F2000. That's seemingly right now tentatively a Season 2 weapon. So we'll talk about that one later on down the line, but just know that that is indeed in the fold here, coming later on in the content season for Modern Warfare 3. Operators, we know of the operator of Nolan, who apparently is going to be the main operator here with this. So if you guys remember who that is, he was in the campaign a couple of times. He was also in that Warzone reveal event for Modern Warfare 3. He was the Coney operator, undercover as a Shadow Company operator that stole the gas at the end of that. But we also know of the operators of Maestro and Ash. One of those will be the Black Cell operators. Right now, it's not known which of those will be the case. And yes, by mentioning Black Cell, unfortunately, Black Cell is going to be still the way forward here for the air quote premium battle pass. Not something you can buy with COD points that you ended up saving up over the last couple of seasons. Instead, again, that bonus of 20 tiers and the extra content and extra skins and stuff like that, that is still going to unfortunately be tethered to simple $20 real life currency. For multiplayer, the other stuff that we know about is future maps here, but we already know of our Season 1 maps. We know of Meat, Greece, Rio for 6v6, and Gunfight's map of Training Facility as our 4 maps coming within this, but we also know of a little on down the line whether or not one of these is like a sort of hidden mid-season update or something like that, or Season 2 and beyond. We also know of the maps of Arcade, Dubai, Fight Club. Greece was mentioned in the game files, but that's just Greece that we know of right now. Kinetic, Seafort, Trident, and Venice. Now, some of those may actually have some crossover, like the map Greece we mentioned. The code name is Greece. So, of course, that is going to be one marked off the list here, but code names can also differ than the launch names, which is definitely possible, happens a lot. So it could be something that any number of those could also have been Meat, Rio, or Training Facility that have been mentioned in the past. So those were prior confirmed and other leaked maps, but again, Season 1's kind of for the most part already solidified in what we know. That's multiplayer. Let's talk a little bit about zombies, because there's a lot of stuff here with zombies that is pretty cool, I think. Some of these things may or may not be coming in Season 1. They may be like further out, Season 1.5 or 2, 2.5, but stuff that has been found in the game files as of now. but the wallet is one thing that is mentioned to be returning. Something that was introduced, I think, a little too late in the life cycle of DMZ, allowing you to take that cash that you ended up getting throughout your DMZ match and saving it and then jumping into each game with that. That'll be really beneficial, I think, within zombies, because if you end up going on some sort of farming, either via contract or zombie farming and just killing a whole horde of zombies, and you come out of there with a ton of essence, you can go back into that and potentially Pack-a-Punch your weapon right away, or maybe even get 2 tiers of Pack-a-Punch, 3 tiers of Pack-a-Punch, depending on how much you save and how much you take in. I think that'll be a very beneficial system for those that really like to grind out a lot of the stuff within zombies. Additionally, there's apparently going to be another level of difficulty, a level 4 zone, which apparently is going to be the Dark Aether. Now, right now, nothing is really known too much about that, but if you thought the level 3 difficulty was tough, well, get ready. There's going to be even more coming on top of that. So cool to see, but also maybe a little bit daunting for those players that aren't super into the grind here at this or don't have all their stuff leveled up. There's going to be new schematics for the Wonder Weapon, as well as the Blood Burner bike apparently coming, which is pretty cool. If you guys have seen anything about that, it's basically an invincible bike that allows you to do some cool stuff within zombies. Apparently, you're going to be able to have a schematic for that sometime down the line, and also an exfil streak, or rather containment level streak, is going to be introduced at some point. Again, whether season 1 or beyond, we don't quite know at the moment, but it's apparently going to act just like DMZ's exfil streaks, where you complete a contract and you end up getting, instead of a perk, a sort of bonus going into the next time you jump into that. Those levels from 1 to 10, including starting with 500 essence, starting with 5 armor plates on your person, starting with 1000 essence, 30% off perk machine bonus, the ability to start with 1500 essence, an increase to contract payout, a start with 2500 essence, 50% off mystery box cost, starting then with 5000 essence, and then 10th is 20% off Pack-a-Punch cost. So again, kind of bonuses that stick with you until that exfil streak ends up being broken for whatever reason. For the most part, honestly, zombies is pretty easy to exfil in. Unless you're doing some really hard stuff in like the tier 3 zones, you're probably going to be able to exfil, especially if you're doing those things like just camo rewards or leveling weapons up. So these should in theory be pretty easy to obtain and then long-term help you out big time. I think honestly probably the biggest thing you have to worry about in terms of losing those exfil streaks would be just game crashes, because there's a bunch of those at the moment that seem to be persisting. Fingers crossed season 1 fixes those out. But anyways, that's your zombie stuff. And the final thing that I want to talk about in regards to leaks come over to just simply a lot of events and crossover items. Firstly, Codmas is going to be coming with season 1 coming at the beginning of December. You're starting to get into that holiday season, and it seems like we're going to see a sort of Krampus style event here, unfortunately, back within maybe multiplayer, but definitely within Warzone and Zombies, where there is a zombie Santa that will follow you around to different locations and give you grief. But anyways, this will also come with its own set of challenges for multiplayer and I think Warzone and Zombies as well. Definitely cool to see, having some rewards unique to that event and some stuff to take advantage of. We'll see a boys crossover again, just like we saw within last year, but this time bringing along operators of A-Train and Firecracker, as well as their own challenges associated with that, again, for additional rewards to earn. We also know of The Walking Dead having a crossover for The One Who Lives, that spin-off where it's going to be Rick and Michonne operators as well, and a crossover with Dune, likely Dune Part 2, given how things work out. So maybe earlier in January, maybe earlier in February, maybe it's a season 2 thing, but we'll see Paul Atreides and Harkonnen operators as well, which is definitely cool. Looking forward to all of that kind of stuff. But honestly, I think the biggest part out of all of those events and crossovers, that if I can be honest, I love hearing about all this kind of stuff. The crossovers you can feel a certain way of, whatever. They can absolutely be cheesy if you want something that's sort of a military style game. It is definitely weird to see The Walking Dead or The Boys and superhero stuff, and maybe even Dune out there kind of as that crossover that may not fit aesthetically or thematically, but in terms of the events and giving rewards to grind out and everything like that, this is the first time I think since Call of Duty's tried to shift this model that I've been like, holy hell, they're actually updating things with meaningful things on a weekly basis, or at least that's how it's been so far. Sure, we're capped at levels, but at least with the last 2 events here, XP still means something in trying to earn new items in the Tree Legends and the Makarov events for those camos at the very end there. Whether or not Sledgehammer can keep up with this all year round, I have no idea. I'm certainly not expecting 52 weekly events with a new reward camo at the end of each of those, but I mean, hey, 2 for 2 already in 2.5 weeks of the game being out. Not a bad start. So I'll absolutely take that. But that is the leaks here that we know of for Season 1 and a little beyond, perhaps, within Modern Warfare 3. So let me know your thoughts down below. Do you like the sound of any of this stuff? Do you think something is a little more interesting than something else? Whatever the case, drop your thoughts. But before we wrap everything up, make sure you check out my friends over at Gamer Advantage. They have a site-wide 25% off discount where code Espresso can stack to give you 35% off, even more than that base. And it's honestly the best deal that we've had all year. There's a couple of things that are item specific that will go upwards of even more in a couple of days here. We'll keep you posted on that if you guys are at all interested. But if you guys want to check out the best discount of the year so far, truly cannot recommend Gamer Advantage enough. To me, they're the best blue light glasses on the market, the most lightweight, comfortable, and durable frames out there, and I definitely think they've helped my daily productivity. Full transparency, yes, they are a bit of an investment, but that's also why it's such a great time to check it out now, with higher discounts, even more coming in the next couple of days for Cyber Monday and everything like that. But I definitely think your vision is worth investing into. So if you're like me, looking at a monitor, phone, or gaming for a good chunk of the day, it's definitely worth looking into. If you guys want to learn more, at the very least, I'd recommend checking out their website where they can break down the science and all the specifics way better than I can. But what I can personally say is that I'd highly recommend them. Worked with these guys for 3 years almost at this point, and I've loved every second of it. Every pair they've sent me have been phenomenal. But if you guys want to learn more, check the link in the description below. And if you want to pick something up for yourself, use code Espresso to get 35% off, maybe even more, your entire order. But that said, that is now we're going to call it. So let me know your thoughts down below. Once again, if you guys enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing running all things Modern Warfare 3 Season 1 and beyond. We have so much upcoming here you guys will not want to miss, so I'd love to have you in the community. For now, though, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you later. Take care, and peace.